Maniacs, welcome back to the channel. Your local bedhead here. It's been a while since I've done a video, so hello everybody. I'm so sorry that you guys had to wait as long as you have for one of my videos to come out, and I do apologize. Reactions, you know, I was overwhelmed for the past few days, exhausted, and trying to get everything downloaded to my PC so I could start editing the investigation and going over everything and things like that, which is a bit stressful. And now, October's around the corner, so I got to get everything done before then. It's just a lot on the mind, so I do apologize about that. But we're going to go ahead and do a reaction to another Bellaire house investigation from Amy's Crypt. Haven't watched her in a while, so I thought it'd be kind of fun if we go ahead and watch and see what she catches. Guys, if you like this type of content, want to see more content like this continue, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. 50,000 by the end of the year would be such an amazing accomplishment. So if we could get to that point, that would be phenomenal. But we're not going to waste any more time. We got to go ahead and get this kicked out for you guys. So here we go with Amy's Crypt at the Bellaire house. Amy's Crypt. Let's get it.
Hi Crypt Keepers, thank you so much for tuning into Amy's Crypt. Tonight, Jared and I are staying over in the Bellaire house. This place is said to be incredibly haunted. There are so many layers to it too. We have talk of demonic activity, we have portals, and we have inhuman spirits, as well as regular ghosts here. There's so much to explore, so many stories to share, and we've already had a couple of paranormal experiences that I need to relay to you guys ASAP, so let's get into things.
Okay, so I will say this about the Bellaire house. I thought we were very respectful. I thought we were very classy going in there. I thought we held our own quite well. We did not go over the history of the location. As a matter of fact, you might find this interesting, but we decided not to look anything up about the Bellaire house. Now, this is a very interesting way to take an investigation because I know not everybody does this, and that's fine if you don't. There's a reason why we felt we needed to do this. First off, we had someone who was already a little bit nervous about the dark, and I felt like trying to look up the history and trying to look up the things that have been said about the Bellaire house would have really struck a lot of fear with a lot of people. That was the first thing I decided not to do when we investigated. So we will go over the history, but it was going to be afterwards of actually doing our research, looking at everything and seeing what we could find that could be related to the actual history of the location. And the thing is, again, we didn't want to build up the paranoia because we knew paranoia was going to be 100% a thing if we decided to go over every ghost hunt or every paranormal experience that the Bellaire house was dishing out, right? So if we went into the history of it, the paranoia was going to be on an all-time high. And I just didn't want to do that to anybody. I didn't want to do that to myself because I knew that was going to tamper with our evidence. And because our goal was to go in there and just see if it was haunted. It wasn't about, trying to find legitimate, straightforward kind of accurate answers to the spirits that were there. We wanted to see if it was actually haunted to begin with. So we walked in there kind of as strangers, but strangers who were just curious about the house and going around asking questions and seeing who was here and things like that. We didn't want to do the typical kind of what paranormal investigators do, and that is go in there, asking for the names of the people who lived there and things like that. We decided to approach it in a different way, and maybe that could have had an overall effect on the investigation itself. Maybe doing that was not the brightest idea, right? But I will say that that's how we wanted to go about doing it. We didn't want to do the typical kind of paranormal investigator thing. And again, not every paranormal investigator goes in there, knowing the knowledge of the history of the location. But we decided that we were going to treat it like any other house, any other place, and just go in and see what was going on. That's how we did it. Here, they're already naming like inhuman spirits, demonic beings, poltergeist activity. I don't think they said that, but you get what I'm saying. Like, they're already mentioning everything that the place has already dished out to a lot of people, and even saying that they've had paranormal experiences. I can't wait for you guys to see our investigation. I cannot wait.
The Bellaire house is said to be one of the most haunted places in the United States. It is reported to contain many spirits, portals, and potentially even demonic entities. Nestled along the banks of the Ohio River and built atop land where a war was once fought, a ley line runs in close proximity to Native American burial caves and where a coal mine explosion occurred, claiming the lives of 42 men. The Bellaire house has plenty of reasons to be haunted. The house itself dates back to 1847 when it was built by Jacob Hetherington.
I guess we could start with Jacob Hetherington. He was a coal mining tycoon here in Bellaire, Ohio, and he owned 666 acres of land, but sometimes we say 667 because that number tends to scare people. He had a son named Alex who inherited his coal mines. Alex had 2 children named Lyde and Edwin, and they inherited this house and the coal mines. Edwin then lost his sister Lyde. She died here in the house, and then he became so depressed that he called on so many different psychics and mediums to help him connect to the afterlife.
Considering the many people who passed through the Bellaire house, helping Edwin to connect via seances to his deceased sister, it is thought that this activity could have opened portals within the home and be another reason why it is so haunted. Later, Kristen would obtain ownership of the property and have many of her own life-changing experiences within it.
My family was affected by 2 flash floods, and they came back to back, and we were homeless, and I found the house, and it was on a foreclosed list, and I thought, well, that's great because we don't have a lot to work with. You know, I had been looking for a home for months, and it just, nothing ever fell through. Nobody ever handed me the keys and said, well, here's your bank note and here's your keys, you know, until that night. And then the next day, it literally happened overnight. And I really thought that my prayers were answered, that we were being blessed, and so much tragedy. Yeah, the things that happened to our family that occurred inside this home while we were living here, 100% paranormal. A lot of the times it was not pleasant to live here. We moved out a lot. Renters came in, renters left.
By the way, when you guys see our investigation, and I'm not sitting here trying to compare our investigation to Amy's investigation, I don't want to do that, but I will say that you will not see Kristen Lee in my video. And that wasn't because, you know, we decided, oh, no, I just don't want her in my video. No, Kristen Lee is a sweetheart of a person. Absolute awesome human being. Unfortunately, she got sick the day we went in. She was cleaning the house. Bless her heart, she was cleaning the house, and they came across some poison ivy. And she broke out and started scratching all over, so she didn't want to risk anything, and we really appreciate that, you know, that she didn't want to risk anything like that. So very sweet person. As a matter of fact, the next morning we had a chance to meet her, which was very cool. She got everything under control, but at that point our investigation was already over and we were already getting ready to head out. We were literally in town, Bellaire, stopping by and doing some photos for my friend who is a photographer. She wanted to get some cool shots of a certain bridge pillars, and all of a sudden we get a phone call and it's Kristen saying, hey, are you guys still at the Bellaire house? And already Joe and his girlfriend left. They already left. Okay, so my friend Cinnamon's mom and Joe already had taken off, and we were still in Bellaire, kind of hanging out for a little bit, looking at the sights and whatnot. And thankfully, she gave us a call, said, hey, I'm going to the Bellaire house. If you guys are still in town, you guys can meet up. And we did. We met up, and she was a very, very kind person, very sweet person. I felt so bad. She felt so bad that she couldn't be a part of the video or the experience, at least for us. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And look, if you got poison ivy, you got poison ivy. It's all good. It's okay. Makes perfect sense. Just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there in case anybody's like asking, where is she in your video? She unfortunately just, got sick. And not only did she get poison ivy, but she actually got sick too. So it just is what it is.
I actually gave up the house in the courts, moved away, and received a phone call that I still owned the home. And I did. So I had to come back. And honestly, I've been here ever since then.
Unable to part ways with the home, and not without lack of trying, Kristen has now opened the home up to other investigators to study it, with many reports of strange activity being documented here throughout the years. She even shares some of these on her own YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description below.
A lot of people talk to Edwin. A lot of people make communication with the residential spirits of the house, and they have very intelligent conversations with them through SB7s, old hack shacks, ITC, application communication. There have been a lot of reports of seeing shadow figures. There's been maybe less than a dozen reports of full body apparitions, noises, banging, walking, knocking, lights. The spirits love lights. Recently, there's been a lot of reports of demons, not demons, inhuman spirits, spirits that have never been born. We made communication with these beings that were not ghosts. They were not earthbound spirits. They were not demons, but they wanted to be referred to as the star people. They had prophecies, They were telling us what was to come in our world. And I don't want to sound creepy or dark or anything, but this is a true thing. There is a lot of theories about blood, your blood type, like bloody noses. Like people that come here, they've had physical bloody, their nose would just bleed. There's a person here that bit their tongue so hard, we almost had to take them to the emergency room. Big theory is the ley lines,
Wow.
that it's a paranormal playground for spirits to come and go as they please. And some people have been scratched, some people have had their hair pulled. But that's just spirits being like, don't treat me like that, you know, don't disrespect me. Like if you're gonna poke at me, I'm going to poke at you too. But then there is that lower energy that is very much here. It is very sinister, and it can take you on an emotional roller coaster ride.
With such a huge reputation within the paranormal world, Jared and I decided to spend the night in this truly haunted house in order to experience all we could for ourselves. Here is what we found.
Cool. So, I can't go into everything that happened. I will tell you there were some things that did happen off screen, which I'm going to kick myself in the ass for the rest of my gosh dang life, because I've always said to paranormal investigators, you know, always have another camera rolling. We were very limited on cameras, guys. You got to understand that this investigation was kind of a last minute kind of, let's go ahead and do it, right? We've always planned on going on investigations, but this was like, hey, you want to come over and do this? And we're like, yes, we will. And I started buying as many cameras as possible. Unfortunately, the stationary cameras that we did have, the batteries would run out and they would die. We had them plugged into the walls, of course. You know, we wanted them to be stationary, but they wouldn't last for very long because of the SD cards, and it was just very much last minute. We did the best we could with what we had. We didn't have a lot. We didn't have a big budget, of course. We just we wanted to do it for the experience too. So you got to keep in mind too that this is the first time we've ever done a paranormal investigation. It's not perfect by any means. I do plan on upgrading some stuff. I do plan on getting more stuff that I already have and getting extras because I want to be able to do more next time. Some of the things that happened off camera were very weird, very strange, and to a person that's never really had anything happen to them before like this and has not had it happen since. I will say that there's a very interesting moment in the video, and you will notice that it does happen off camera. It happens towards the attic, which is a place that we were warned that could have potential things, and granted, we had not experienced anything up until this point, and then all of a sudden, something does happen, and it's off camera. You kind of either you have to take our word for it or just straight up don't believe it, but I've known this person for years, and I will be honest with you, it was strange to me that this happened. That's all I will say, and me and her have been talking about it nonstop, trying to figure out theories and possibilities of what could have happened, but she claims that no, this pain has never happened before, and it's only happened at that location. Only happened at that location. It has not happened since. So I don't know what to make of it. Are we saying it's 100% paranormal? No, we're not. But I will say that it was off. Weird.
What is that? It's a beetle.
Yeah.
Okay, for a second there, I thought it was a big blowfly, and the first thing that came to my mind was demonic. We're kicking off tonight's walkthrough in a very special room. This room is special because it is known as the seance room. So obviously, it's a great place to start. Behind me is a lovely table, perfect for seances. This was also a room where we have a death in the house, and that occurred just over here.
Oh yeah, in front of this fireplace, right?
Yes. So Jacob and Eliza Heverington were the people who made this house. One of their daughters, Lyde, died here, and Lyde's brother was so cut and distraught from her death that he stopped at nothing to try and contact her once she had passed.
I'm sorry. People are going to hate me for doing this, but now I've been to the location, I'm seeing how they're doing it. I have a whole different mindset. We decided not to talk about how the way people died. Yeah, people are probably going to be upset about that and probably be a little bit annoyed that we didn't. But at the same time, look, if you're going to one of these locations and let's say there are spirits there, do you really think they want to be reminded constantly how they fucking died? Oh yeah, I remember the time when, you got fucking mauled by a bear. Oh, thanks. Thanks for reminding me. I never understood that. I understand that they're trying to build a vibe. They're trying to build, this creepy atmosphere and whatnot, talking about how someone had passed in that exact spot. It does add a little bit of fear to the video for sure. I'm not saying that's her intentions. I mean, obviously this is something that a lot of paranormal investigators do from pretty much day one. A lot of people like to talk about how people have died in locations. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I just felt like it wasn't necessary. Again, very different paranormal investigation compared to probably what you're used to, which I'm hoping it works in that way. I'm just hoping it works.
And he
Okay, I'm
did
not
a lot
pausing
of
it.
seances with a lot of different people, you know, psychic mediums, pretty much anyone who he could find came here, and he used them to try and communicate with his sister on the other side. But that's one of the theories as to why this house is so active and so open to paranormal entities, because people say that that behavior opened up portals, and I've been told there's up to 17 portals opened up in this house, which is crazy. There's also a ley line which is in this room. There's just so much going on here. We've got the Ohio River as well, so there's that constant flow of water and energy. And, you know, there was wars fought on this ground here. There's also ancient burial caves just out the back here as well. So there's a lot going on around this house besides the house itself being so old and having seen death itself. But I don't know, looking around, there's a definite vibe in this room. And I don't know if it's because of all the artifacts in here. I mean, just look at this altar above the fireplace. There's so much to look at.
Like, it's got like occult stuff.
Is that a Nerf gun? Hasta la vista, baby. And a headless baby.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
One of the most disturbing stories as well that we've been told about this house occurred here, and it has to do with the ley line, and it has to do with something that's like totally outside of the realm of ghosts. And honestly, I can't stop thinking about it, and the terms that were used to explain what happened, it freaks me out a little bit, I'm gonna be honest.
It was Valentine's Day weekend, and we had an event, a public event, and a man that was really wanting to live on the edge of Earth and took some pretty big moves. There was a higher being, a celestial being that came through and told him to go over to a certain part of the seance room, and he did. And he started to rip off his, like literally rip off his protection, his necklaces, his crystals. He took his shirt off, and he stood on top of the ley line, and they said, "We're going to download you now." And he was like, "Please download me, please download me." And it started to get very intense in that room. My son was here that night, and he said that something was coming up on him. I was so intrigued what was going on with this man, I wasn't paying attention to what was behind me. The house tends to do that a lot, not just to me, but to many other people. He left, my son left. He said he couldn't, he needed to take a break. A couple investigators went out with him. So all of a sudden, I asked Eliza Hetherington, "Eliza, what do I do?" And through the portal, she said, "Shut it down now." I said, "All right." So we shut it down. I'm 100% sure that he was downloaded to some degree. I just do not know what. We have communicated with each other a few times, and his psychic abilities have increased amazingly.
Okay guys, so I've just hit record on Ghost Tube, and I'm
That's very interesting. Now, again, most of these stories I'm unaware of. I'm just unaware of. And if I have heard them, I just decided not to refresh myself. So, went in there with a completely different mindset. A completely different mindset. I'm very happy I did. I'm very happy I did, because I already can tell you right now that building this kind of stuff up right here, okay? And I'm not saying Amy cannot handle being in dark houses, being in caves. She's done some crazy, crazy stuff, but this adds to that fear factor, that vibe of these videos that really just, whoever is there is going to be on edge knowing a lot of this stuff. And if they are believers in the paranormal, this is going to help them with the entertainment value of their video, because they're naturally going to want to be afraid. They're going to be naturally freaked out by anything that happens. Don't get me wrong. I was nervous. I'm always nervous going into these kind of places, right? Or places that are dark, and I'm walking around. When I used to go to the school woods, I would be nervous for a lot of reasons, you know, wildlife and stuff too, but not just, you know, that, but spirits and whatnot, ghosts and stories and things along those lines. You just go into these places and your mind is just going everywhere. My mind was set to one thing and one thing alone for the most part when I did my investigation, and that was to see if it was really haunted. That's where my mindset was. And I feel like it's so important. So we will go over the history in some brief detail, not everything, because there's been so many videos on the Bellaire house that if you want history, there are many videos going over the history of the Bellaire house. But we will dive into some of the things that are probably most well known about it, right?
I'm going to put it on the seance table. I'm going to step away. So my name is Amy and I'm here tonight with Jared, and we reach out to anyone who may be inside this house, the Bellaire mansion. Can you step up to the seance table? Is that you?
No. It's like wood creaking over here.
Guys, I'm going to roll a second camera for you all just because if there is a noise. Can you step up to the seance table? Is that you?
No. It's like wood creaking over here.
Guys, I'm going to roll a second camera.
I will tell you right now, this house creaks a lot and makes a lot of noises. So many noises. It's the house, guys. I'm sorry, that was not paranormal. That was the house. I've been in there, I've walked, I've even slight movements on the floor could make something creak and make something pop. 100%. So, I'm sorry, but I think it's just the house, because I've been in this house now, and I can personally say from my own experience, we would step in certain spots and a creak would happen in almost another part of like the house. Yeah. So like if you step in one spot and make it creak, another spot will creak. Or if you step on a certain floorboard, the stairs will creak. It's that old. It's rickety as heck. So, yeah. I'm not sure if rickety is the right word to use.
For you all, just because if there is a noise or something, we have more chance of catching it on tape, and also just verifying and debunking, whether it was one of us, it might be a bit easier.
Yeah.
I heard that. That was in there.
It was in this room.
Kristen Lee did say when you sit at the seance table to ask the spirit to sit with you, and he's more likely to interact with you.
She said specifically Edwin. So Edwin, if you're here, my name is Amy and this is Jared, and we thank you for allowing us in this house. We're here tonight just to talk. We'd love to know who's here, why they're here, and just learn about you. If you can you step up to the table? We've left some lights on it. Maybe you can just give us confirmation that you're here. It's also raining, guys, so we have that added energy tonight from the rain, which I think is cool.
Edwin, if you're here, can you come sit down with us at the table?
Can you make something move? We know that there's someone in this house who has the ability to move objects.
I definitely know that.
Silly.
You know, it's so funny because I feel like on this trip we've really been having so much fun. To me, sometimes I think that comes across to the spirits and they think that we're just goofballs. And in reality, we are. Right, Jared?
Yeah.
And so getting a response like that makes me feel kind of at ease. But I don't know that this is meant to be one of the darker areas of the house. I like how the one word we get is silly.
Help.
How can we help you? We're going to go for a walk through the
And
house.
no, we did not use
maybe
phone
you want
apps.
to come with us. We're going to go to an area now where something happened to Jared. I've never seen Jared like this, guys. We were here earlier today and he was making some lunch. Something really weird happened and I've never seen him like this.
So guys, I was in the kitchen today, right? I was just here making me and Amy avocado sandwiches, and all of a sudden, I was chopping the avocados here. Amy walked past the bench just here, and all of a sudden this little measuring cup just flipped off and landed here. Just on its own. I was just here chopping, Amy was walking past there, and then that just flipped off randomly. Amy, we weren't filming because obviously we were just making lunch. Amy filmed my reaction after the fact, but I feel like that was my very first, I guess, poltergeist experience, I guess you could call it. I've never seen anything move so clearly in front of me, just like that. I've never seen that before.
Oh, what happened?
Okay, guy, I have no explanation for this whatsoever. I was making me and Amy lunch, which is just an avocado sandwich.
And a roll, yeah.
Amy walks through here to go into the living room, and this measuring cup just flings off the top of this and lands here. Like, just flings off. We both saw it, and I was just like, you know, guys, I don't think I've ever had poltergeist activity experience, me. I think that might be my first one.
Can you do that again? We just got here, well, we've been here a while. Kristen just left, our guide and the owner of the house. And we're like, oh, need to make lunch. That is so weird. That's really weird.
I don't know what caused that. I don't know. It didn't just fall off, it flipped. It like flipped.
Yeah, I thought you were like fumbling and like
No,
grabbed something and then you were like, what the heck? Yeah, that's weird.
What? That's my first poltergeist activity. Like, I cannot explain what just happened then.
Do it again. Please. Please.
Yeah, I was genuinely shocked. I tried to, like, replicate it and I couldn't. I don't have no explanation for why that would just flip off and land on the counter.
To me, it was very much like someone just walked past and was like flicked it, right?
Yeah.
There's no way it was either of us because neither of us were near it. I can't explain it.
You know those videos circling the internet where someone's just filming the kitchen and there's ping pong balls
Yes.
flying off and there's bowls moving and you're like, are you just pulling like fishing wire? Like, I don't know if they are, by the way, but you know, it just always seems convenient that there's
most of the time,
a camera
yeah.
pointing right where the things are happening. But anyway, it seemed like that. Yeah.
Pointing right where the things are happening, and if you notice, when they do fly off, they're always flying off in like the same directions. So whoever's pulling the strings are obviously pulling them in the same direction as the last thing that fell off. Yeah, it most of that stuff is so easily faked.
Yeah, maybe all those videos are real because that actually happened. This
For the
random
next-
cup just flew
Well,
off.
I wouldn't say.
For the next 15 minutes, I watched Jared trying to replicate it, looking at the little measuring cup. No, nothing. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating we weren't filming, but anyway.
If
Why
we
would
were
we-
filming, it was so vivid that people would be like, oh, that's not real, you know?
True, yeah. Well, yeah, why would we film ourselves making a sandwich? Like, doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's the thing. When I was going up the stairs into the attic, when my friend experienced what she experienced, I turned the camera off because I just didn't want to waste the batteries. You know, we were just going around taking pictures at that point. We had already filmed so much of her taking pictures of the entire house that I was just like, all right, let's just go ahead and turn it off. And this was the second time we were walking up to the attic. You know, she wanted to make sure she took pictures, I think, without the flash this time, or with the flash. No, first time it was with flash. Second time was without flash. So we just decided, all right, let's go ahead and just stop recording then. And that's when it happened. Weird, bizarre.
So there is some activity said to happen in the living room as well, but I actually find this thing here really interesting.
Do you know what it is?
No.
So guys, this thing that we're pointing at right now, this is a representation of Emily Davis. If you don't know who that is one of the famous hauntings here. It's a little girl who's often seen in the attic, but she's rumored not to be a little girl and possibly demonic.
Sort of like Sally, right?
Yeah, but kind of goat-like and hornier. Is it a
Hornier?
horn? No, I didn't mean it like that, you know what I mean?
You mean like because it's got horns?
horns.
Yeah.
Kind of goat-like and now we were warned, not that we would do this, but do not take the money from this. Do not take any of the offerings. I have an offering that I'm going to put down. It's actually some Aussie money, so hopefully Emily can cash that in somewhere. I am leaving an offering for the spirit or demonic spirit of Emily Davis here at the Bellaire house. 2 Aussie dollars. Not quite as good an exchange rate as the USD, so please don't come for me.
You've been trying to offload that Australian currency since we landed.
I
We can't
know.
find a bloody currency exchange.
I know. Maybe the demon will accept it. One other thing that happened earlier today, so Jared went upstairs to have a nap by himself. I like to have naps for investigations if I need to, like I want to be peppy. But this one, I just had some Patreon and YouTube member stuff I had to film. But I was sitting down here by myself. I said to Jared, I'll wake you up at 5:30, whatever it was. It got to almost that time and I could hear footsteps upstairs. I thought Jared had gotten up I went upstairs and he was still asleep in his sleeping bag. So I don't know, that's really weird. I heard heavy footsteps, like
So that means someone was up there with me.
maybe. Yeah, I thought it was you. I thought, oh, he's up, like I'll go and see him. And you weren't up. You were just in a little sleeping bag cocoon on the bed.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Maybe we go up there. Are we allowed upstairs?
Oh, shout out to all the other investigators that have been here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Um,
Actually,
so-
we all three signed that too. So yeah, if you ever go to the Bellaire house, our names are on that somewhere.
that
Find
there?
them.
I didn't hear that.
I heard a tap, like a little click.
Investigators that have been here. Investigators that have been here. I didn't hear that.
I heard a tap.
I didn't hear that.
I heard a tap.
I didn't hear that.
I heard a tap. I'm gonna go up. I'm already feeling cold on my legs. We were warned earlier, if you feel something touch you on the stairs or an energy around you, just sit down straight away, because people have been known to be pushed or pulled down the stairs. Literally, like, my legs are really cold right now. I'm super clumsy as well, so
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
let's just see.
I will say their back and forth reminds me of me and my friend Cinnamon's back and forth. It almost spot on. Almost spot on.
Hello? More. There could be something on the bed, so I'm going to calibrate. Fight. We don't want to fight you. Okay, I'm hearing a lot of taps, but maybe rain.
Probably.
More fight. Some of the entities in here have been violent in the past. Kristen, who we spoke to earlier, this was actually...
If I'm not mistaken, rain and weather can obviously make a house creak and make a lot of noise, can it? Isn't that very possible? I would assume it. I'm assuming it is, especially a house like built in the 1840s, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it said, like 1847, maybe. Don't quote me on that. I feel like that would be right.
A room where she had a violent encounter. To me, I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's quite upsetting to me, because it involves an animal, and like, I'm one of those people who's very sensitive about animals being hurt. But as you guys know, and we've discussed this on my channel before, animals can be more sensitive to the paranormal than we can, and there is something really disturbing in this room, which I will show you guys. Her dog did not like this room so much. This is all scratch marks from the dog. It's hard with animals because you want to know what they can see, hear and feel, but they can't relay that to you. So this is where Jared slept.
So this is where you heard footsteps, right? You heard someone up here with me while I was asleep?
It was upstairs. It could have been this room. I didn't know what bed you were sleeping in when I came up. I just came up looking for you. But I heard footsteps for sure.
Yeah, I'm hearing noises.
Wait, didn't they say not to chase the noises? But I heard they said if you ignore them, they give you more because they want your attention.
So you're saying we should ignore the spirits? And we'll get more activity?
Yeah. Is it working?
Maybe that makes sense for me then, because like every time a noise would happen, we would go and investigate it. You know, most of the time. But I will say that in this house, there's a lot of noise. A lot of noise. And not only that, dude, the outside noise was nuts. Cars passing by on the main road down by the... Oh, God. The outside noise was insanity. You literally can hear cars passing by almost constantly during our, like, silent sit-down session. Ugh.
I do actually enjoy this room. They have a magnificent dollhouse. I love it. It's so cool. So many toys as well. And I did ask Kristen earlier, are there kids here? And she said, maybe. Everywhere I go, there's a noise. Said, maybe. Said, maybe.
But that does add up, doesn't it?
You can get childlike activity.
But that does add up to the age of the house. Again, I know people are going to watch this saying, you're ruining everything. No, I've been here now. I can say for certainty that every room we went in, whether it was walking, just standing there, slightly moving, would make noise. Guys, this house makes a lot of noise. I'm just saying.
Here, whether it's a child, remains to be told. Can you come close to the lights in my hand? I'd love to know who this is. Can you give us a name?
There's definite noises in here, like amongst those toys down there.
Yeah, there's cracks. I've heard 3 maybe?
We would later debunk these taps as being raindrops inside the fireplace. Okay.
Bored.
Bored. We're so boring to the spirits, Jared.
Are we boring? I swear that came up in a recent investigation as well at another location.
It did. Is it as a Sully house?
Maybe it's the
How
same
do you
spirit.
feel?
A little bit offended.
Yeah, I feel a bit offended.
You know what? If you're bored, feel free to mess with us tonight. We're here to talk to and make contact with anyone that might be here.
Yeah, do something. Make it more exciting if we're boring. Please.
How do you feel?
It's so weird that came up twice. How are we supposed to feel? I was also warned, so many warnings coming into this house, but warned to be very careful about how you feel and your energy, and just be very aware at all times because this house can be dangerous.
It's just going to depend on what you feel. Go to where you're most drawn to, but have your guard up because it might be you, and I'm sure you can understand if it is genuinely you, naturally you saying, this feels nice, or this feels, I want to go here. But it could also possibly be the Bellaire house baiting you to go to a certain part too.
One of the more haunted spaces as well is said to be the attic, that's our next stop, the attic.
Attic was interesting.
This seems very inviting.
Yeah.
Completely.
Voluntarily just going first, Jared?
Yeah. Why are you so
Behaviour.
shocked?
I don't know.
The attic was way bigger than I was expecting. I didn't think it was going to be that big. The videos do not do it justice. It is huge up there.
This is a massive attic.
Yeah, it is.
Now, supposedly portal up here in the attic, and a lot of the darker sort of stuff has happened up here as well. One of the stories we were told relates to the window over there. So people have said to have been lured almost to the window and fallen out of the window to their deaths.
Not me.
Fallen or pushed?
That's the question. The story... Oh, fuck. That's just a garbage bag. Catching the wind. Can you tell us something about this window, please? It's like it's breathing.
Yeah. Oh, that is so creepy. It's like it's drawing you in, breathing in and out. That is really creepy. Oh, Amy. I just got high pitched in the ear. That
I just seen something fly into your head. I'm not even shitting you. Into that ear.
My ear has just went really silent in this one ear with a high pitched noise. That same thing happened to Kristen today.
It did. I don't know. Can I replicate that light? I don't know if it was a lens flare because it was
Horror.
just horror. This is
Should I
like
get worried?
a horror movie. Yeah. I don't know. Something just flew into your freaking head, man.
Yeah, and my ear is gone now, but it just went silent.
Diana. Dirty Diana. Sorry.
My ear just went really...
24.
All of a sudden, we haven't had that many words this whole walkthrough. All of a sudden, you get a thing in your ear. I see something fly in your ear. You're getting all these words.
Yeah.
After a more in-depth analysis, I can clearly see that this anomaly is nothing more than a lens flare caused by either the light on Jared's camera or the infrared security camera set up observing the attic from the other side of the room. Though it is coincidental, appearing to shoot into Jared's head and having occurred at the same time Jared had ringing in his ear, it can be explained by the environment.
I was just watching the
It's this place, guys. You're gonna notice in the videos that there's a lot of orbs. Okay, there's a lot of things that go by, and look, I'm not saying they're not paranormal. I'm not saying they are. They aren't. But here's the thing: There's a lot in this house. As beautiful as this house is, as glorious as it's an experience for sure. I even recommend people still going there. I will say that there is a lot that can be easily explained. Just a lot. I desperately cannot wait for you guys to see the investigation. I really can. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but being there myself, I just can't help but say things that, yeah.
Breathing window, and yeah, my ear just sort of went a bit dull, and then I could hear a high-pitched noise.
Well, do you feel anything right now?
No, not anymore, but that was really, really weird. That happened to Kristen today, and that's happened to you before at haunted locations, not this one.
Horrible.
Horrible.
And then we get words like
Horrible
horrible and
horror.
horror. Should I be scared?
I don't know. This is honestly the attic is where we've had most of the stuff so far, right?
Is this where the dark
Yes.
side of the stories are said to happen?
Well, this is where Emily, you know, we were told, I'd heard a lot of this Emily story, but then when we came here today, she hasn't been seen in a very long time or heard from.
Is she
So
back?
whether the Emily is even around or, you know, there's portals up
I think
there,
their
so it
equipment
could
is
be
almost the same
anything.
as ours.
Things that are darker as well, you know.
You know, I think the name Dinah doesn't hold any relevance that I know of, but if there are really portals here, doesn't that mean spirits can come and go? So there could be spirits from anywhere that is rocking up and travelling here, right?
And it's not just ghosts, Jared. It's not just human people. There are things here, demons, daemons, inhuman, whatever you'd like to call them, that aren't necessarily, you know, former people. I don't really like being near the window with my
Yeah,
back to
the
the window.
breathing window calling for you. Yeah.
And I've got my back to it, like, ew.
Yeah, and that's what people are said to be drawn to it and jump or be pushed out of it.
At
Nope.
this point, we decided to continue our walkthrough
Nope.
in the basement of the house. This
I can say this. I sat on that same exact spot Amy was sitting. Never. Not once did it come across my mind that, oh, I should go near that window. Not once. At all. It never... Nobody actually felt they wanted to go towards that window.
This is an area which hasn't been investigated as thoroughly as others, meaning not as much is known about the space. Though we had been told earlier by Kristen that she will refuse to step foot in the basement until it had been blessed by a priest, as it possessed some kind of energy that did not feel inviting to her.
Basement do be creepy, though.
You can hear that creaking down here. Oh, this looks scary, man. And it's very cold down here. Way colder than the house. Alright, we're coming down into the basement. I hope that is okay. It's got that cold basement smell. Is there anyone down here? This place has a ley line. It's got portals. There were supposedly, you know, tunnels or mines underneath this place, and there was mining disasters in the area. So it makes sense that there could be energy down here. I don't know of any activity.
People have definitely been doing rituals or seances or investigating Gen X's or candles.
Yeah.
Yeah, basements always creep me out.
At this
The
point in the
basement.
night, we decided to begin reaching out in the attic, said to be haunted by a child who some claim is demonic. This seemed to be the place where we had gathered the most responses so far, in particular near the window where a young boy is said to have fallen from.
During that whole little walkthrough, this is where we got the most energy. And it's really weird, I'm getting like mad chills right now
Are
as well.
you?
Yeah, just now as I said that.
That's where GhostTube was most active and chatty as well.
We got so
and
many words up
like
here.
horror, horrific.
Yeah, they were like dark
They're
words.
aligned, but I mean, why was it
Oh, it's
saying
just
that?
horrible.
We got all these dark words and then the word Dinah, so I don't know about that. But yeah, it just felt really weird all of a sudden.
Well, the thing
so,
is, I don't
yeah.
know about, apps. I don't trust the apps. And one of the reasons why we just didn't bother was, with the apps, was because it's like, do we really even want to do that? We tried some experiments, but when it comes to the things that I just genuinely don't trust, and it actually bums me out that I didn't get to try something, because I really wish I actually did this to debunk it. But I didn't. I wasn't thinking about it, so I apologize. You'll probably notice it in the video, like, oh, you should have tested that. And I'm like, I should have. But we were just so focused on getting stuff done. Yeah. Damn.
Now, I'm holding a camera because I want to be able to look around if we hear something, but I think we should also use GhostTube Vox. It's a new tool. It was responding well to GhostTube Original up here. GhostTube Original is limited to the words that are in it, but because this sweeps online radio broadcasts, it can say anything.
Yeah, who knows what it'll come up with. If there's anybody up here that was interacting with us before or maybe went through my head, can you come close to the device in our hands? You might be able to make it generate some noises to let us know that you're here.
I heard Alex. Did you?
Alex, I didn't hear it, but Alex is relevant.
Alex is relevant. Alex was one of the original owner's sons.
Alex, are you here with us?
Anne?
How do you feel it?
Oh,
That just said Amy.
Alex.
What do you want
and
to say to
Amy?
me?
What do you know about Amy? How did you come to be here? Somebody. Are you here to protect the property? Or someone in it?
Can you tell us about Emily? Emily Davis.
Nothing.
Nothing, yeah. Is she not here anymore?
Some of them lens flares, man, make you look though, don't they?
In bed.
In bed. There's a bed over there.
I'm literally looking at, I don't know. I just felt weird about over there.
Should we move to the bed?
Should we move to the bed? Ooh.
Who's laying in the bed?
I'll go lay in it. I don't know if you want to come or stay.
Oh.
See anything.
Got you.
Are you coming?
Yeah, it's a hospital bed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it is.
Why is it a hospital bed?
Are you ready? Okay, so we're on the bed now, so who are we speaking with? Are we speaking to a human or what used to be a human?
So my name is Amy and this is Jared here, and we're in the attic because we heard things tend to happen up here, and that is exactly why we've come to this house. We've travelled all the way from Australia to come here to see something happen. Can you do something for us or say something for us that will impress us?
Well, I mean, you did see that thing move earlier, apparently, you know?
I keep hearing
So that's cool.
multiple voices come
That
through.
cup?
How many people other than Jared and I are up
Measuring cup.
here, or entities? What's the deal with the window up here? What do you do to people you don't like?
What are those?
This is the device that you can use to talk to us. I hope that you can give it a go. Can you tell us about the portals here?
Where are the portals located?
This way.
Can you be more specific? Whereabouts are the portals in the attic?
Imagine if that door, just
Why
that
did you
cubbyhole
make
door
us
just
sit on the
open.
bed?
Is there somebody on the bed with us right now? Ourselves?
By ourselves? Is this bed from a hospital? Can you reveal your name to us?
Can't tell you that.
Are there
'cause
any
you're a stranger.
Hetheringtons here, or is it all other people or other entities now? This is my challenge. I'm putting this challenge forward to you. Can you scare us? Say something scary.
I saw heard a noise down here.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a what?
Something tapping in the corner.
I'm
Oh, yeah?
trying to turn the white noise off. This is still on. But maybe we can listen to other noises here.
Rest.
Rest. It just said rest and we're on the bed.
Oh yeah. Now, is there someone up
That
here
it did.
making little noises in the attic? Can you either make a really loud noise or tell us your name? I'm talking like a really loud noise. Louder than that.
Insane.
Also just punches the thing.
They asked.
They asked. Yeah, we did.
Now, deliver.
Are there children around? I'd love to know that.
Some sort of.
Some sort of children? If there's children around and you like lollies, we've bought some tonight. Let me know and I can go get some. Can you tell me something about you?
Blood.
Tall man.
What's this way?
Tall man. Is a tall man somebody we can see?
We can see.
We can see.
Wow.
I heard that very clear.
Okay, well, there is some consistency in there. So that, again, is something I look forward for in these kind of things. I don't trust phone apps. I don't like them. But if you're going to use them and there is consistency of what's going on, then it's something, I guess, so that is something. I like the consistency. I always do.
We can see.
You can see us? We want to see you.
I can't see anyone on here.
Welcome to Amy and Jared's seance.
Is this our first seance on Amy's Crypt?
I don't know. I guess, what is a seance? Is it any time you sit down and reach out to a spirit?
And use
Just-
candles.
That siren went off
What's
too.
that?
Couple times.
Is there a fucking tornado?
No.
What is that?
Is that a tornado warning?
What do we do? That was an emergency siren.
Get your phone out and we'll check the weather. Jesus Christ, what are we summoning here on Amy's Crypt? Tornado demons.
Seance. We've got the candle.
Don't worry, guys. Those sirens went off a couple times while we were at the Bellaire house. It's kind of cool seeing it happen again in this video.
We've got the haunted house. We've got the spirits. We've got the round table.
Got the REM pod.
We've got the REM pod. We've got the blindfold. We've got the spirit box, the noise cancelling headphones. So our little seance is going to be a little bit more high tech than what they would have had back in the day. Thank you, Candle.
The candle agrees with you.
So, Edwin, I've heard that you're still around, and I know that you would do seances a lot back in your time. And if you are, can you please give us a sign? Go towards the red light on the table. Mess with the candles, please. Mess with our light. I've heard that happens. Maybe you can come through this device and let us know that you're here.
Please come and sit with us.
Communicate with us. Yeah, sit with us.
Krista was saying today that if you invite Edwin to sit with you, you're more likely to get interactions.
So are you going to be the question asker or question...
I'll be the...
Wait. That candle's loving life.
I'll be the listener.
You're always the listener. Jared is an idiot.
Perfect.
Guys, I don't know whether to blow out this candle because it is going insane. Can you make the candle be quiet, please? Or can you talk to Jared? Get him to say your name, please.
From here.
Yeah, from here.
You're probably wet.
Wet.
Well,
I
it's
haven't
raining.
been out in the rain. Or maybe you're talking about the candle. Is that why the candle was making that noise? 'Cause
Amy?
it's wet? Hello. So again, yeah, my name is Amy. This is Jared. Thank you for stepping up to the table. You're here now. You're making the red
was
light
weird.
turn green and beep. I appreciate that. Can you tell me about the attic? We were up there earlier and we found it a bit strange. Jared felt like he had ringing in his ears and then it looked like something flew into his head. Do you know why that happened? Can you make this candle flicker, the one that's right in front of me? Earlier tonight when we were in this room, you said silly. Do you think that I'm silly or Jared's silly? What do you think of us being in this house?
I have to.
I hope it's okay that we're here and it's not you just have to be here with us, you know? We've come a long way.
Please stop talking.
Oh, jeez. Rude.
I'll stop talking if you can make that red light on the table buzz again. Or do you want Jared to stop talking? Can you make this guy talk? If you don't want to listen to me, make him do the talking.
What is it?
The red light.
Camera?
Yeah, we've got 2 cameras here. Do you want to be a movie star? You can come out. Maybe come into the mirror back here. Walk behind Jared.
Special.
Special.
Well, you did
Were
say
you
movie
once
star.
a human? Or are you from somewhere else?
Not here.
Not from here.
No, he said
Okay,
not
I've heard
here.
this house has portals. Is that maybe how you came here?
Correct.
I've heard there's like 17 portals in the house. Can you tell me which portal you came through?
I just had a body twitch.
Okay. Are you messing with Jared then?
It's the second time.
Oh, the one who probably knocked over the
Was
cup
the
is what I'm
first time
assuming.
in the attic when you messed with his ears? I heard a noise down the hall.
My friend was
Okay,
terrified.
That was really weird. I gather they're not from here, so I don't know whether that means they just travelled here or they weren't like human and they've like messed with Jared already. And he legit like just had a twitch, which he's had before doing Estes, but I've never actually seen him. Like he pushed the table and I heard him push the table. Alright, so is this one of the Hetheringtons around or is this somebody or something else entirely? Should I be worried about Jared?
Oh, God.
What do you want?
This is exactly what I want. I just want to talk. Is there anything that you want to be made known? I've got these 2 cameras here to film what is happening and what's going on. And I want to understand more and experience more outside of what I already know. Earlier today I heard footsteps upstairs while Jared was asleep.
I confess.
You were
What
the
is-
person
what are you
that
confessing?
made the footsteps? Or the somebody that made the footsteps?
In the end.
What was your confession? This is super weird, guys. This is like giving me chills.
2 people.
There's 2 people at the table right now that I can see.
Down.
Down.
Ages.
Ages.
2 people
Are
down
you talking about the
ages.
basement?
Look.
Look. There's no light down there.
Accidentally catches his leg on fire.
I can't see anything down there. You better not be under the damn table. Okay, I can't see anything under there.
Bathroom.
Bathroom.
The bathroom
You're
in the kitchen.
bathroom?
Deep down.
You better not be watching me use the toilet.
Camera.
Yeah, we've got 2 cameras going. Is that okay? What do you want me to do with the cameras? Okay, so I'm just going to pick this one up.
Child's voice, yeah.
Okay, so there is kids here, or are you posing as a kid? What's the name of the child? So who went to the red light earlier? I want to know that. If you can make it...
We're in the room.
Ooh, where? I'm going to just...
We're coming over.
Please. Can you come sit at the table?
I just picture like a group of just people running through really quick.
I'm just showing you around the room with the night vision. Oh, fuck. I forgot there's that little doll up there.
It's a neat
This is our
doll.
base camp, so there's a lot of stuff hanging around.
Yep.
Are you sitting at the table with us? Can you give me a sign that you're here at the table? Do you like the lights and the candles we lit on this altar here?
Use mine.
We did use your candles. We didn't bring any candles. I hope that's okay. Thank you. Can we see you in the mirror?
I'd love to.
I would love to see you in the mirror. Oh my god, I would love that.
We want
What do you want?
her.
Me? We can't have
Bizarre.
You.
Yeah.
Me. Okay.
Bizarre. Yeah, that probably.
Right here, my second camera angle, which I was holding in my hands, stopped recording. Whilst it was likely caused by me flipping the viewfinder around and accidentally hitting the stop button, I do find it curious that we had earlier had the response camera come through twice. Do you think this is simply a coincidence?
What do you want? Yeah, what do you want? Like, you've asked me what I want and I've told you. But what about you? What do you want from me?
I think it's
Or
quite
us?
obvious.
You know.
I don't
Wow.
know. That's the thing.
What's that?
This is the camera. I really don't know what to say.
I'm pointing.
I was just pointing. What are you pointing at? It's been really quiet for a while now. Like a long time.
Talk.
Yeah, can you talk? Now you want me to talk?
Yeah, I just
Shut
figured like
up.
she got a lot quieter once all that stuff kind of started being said and whatnot. Very, very odd for sure. Very odd. It is consistent. Again, something I look forward in these things is like you know me. If we're doing the Estes method and it starts listing off a bunch of BS that has nothing to do with any of the questions we're asking, I just throw it to the side as like, okay, that's not working. But when it actually keeps going, that's kind of cool to me.
The responses in this session seemed to slow right down until we weren't really getting any, so I decided to pull Jared out. Just as I had cut the cameras, our REM pod started to beep once again, which I was lucky enough to catch the tail end of on camera. It really seemed as though something or someone was playing games with us here.
The second I cut, that freaking thing goes
Catch
off.
it?
I mean, I caught the arse end of it, but it went off for so
We
long.
just
then.
finished our seance, turned on all the lights, and then that just went off.
Yeah.
This always happens to us.
Tonight's been weird.
Yeah.
I've got something to show you guys as well. I
Oh.
don't know if this is paranormal. I've just found a mark on me.
Amy's been marked.
Feel like I've been marked by the beast. Literally, like, this just feels like some Pirates of the Caribbean sort of stuff. It's not like I've been scratched or anything. I know that's typical with the paranormal, but I've just found 2 little dots on my hand.
They're like 2 little black dots under the skin.
2 pinpricks of blood under my skin. They look kind of, maybe they're blood blisters, but I've not noticed them and I don't remember doing anything to my hand that might cause that. It's very weird. And I don't know if they've been there all night. They may have. I don't know when I got them.
They're
But
definitely
I just
under the,
noticed them here.
They're definitely under the skin because they don't rub off.
I can't rub that off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry my hands are all gross and ugly, but I mean, that's weird. One is darker than the other one as well.
I wouldn't say you've been bitten either because bitten would have pierced the skin, right?
Yeah, it's just 2 little pinpricks of blood, and you know, Kristen did say that they like blood here.
Yeah.
It's not like
I
I'm
think-
fully bleeding though.
I'm not sure what type of blood she said. Like she said there's certain types of blood that the spirits just will interact with more, or you'll get more activity.
I think we're at a point in the night though, we've done a lot of reaching out and we've had a lot of responses. I kind of want to set up some abandonment cameras though. So I think what we're going to do is, we're sleeping here, we're staying here the night. Hopefully we get some activity in the night, but I'm not going to rig up cameras to watch us sleep. I'm going to rig up cameras in strategic areas that I feel we have the best chance of capturing evidence. Let me know what you guys prefer, or what do you like? Would you rather cameras around, or do you want them watching us for our reactions?
Do you like to watch?
That's crazy. No one's gonna say, oh, I like to watch you sleep now after you
I'm
said
sure
that.
there are some people out there that like watching us sleep. I'm sure it's perfectly fine. You can either watch us sleep, or you can watch around the house. Let us know. But we're gonna trial watching around the house tonight.
And also, if you've watched this far and you're not subscribed, get to it. Hit subscribe.
I
Also,
am
make sure
actually.
you've got that notification bell switched on. And
I am subscribed.
leave a like on the video and a comment.
Because why not?
Yeah, just do it.
Have you been enjoying our US adventures? What's been your favourite place so far? Let us know.
The hallway. Camera to the bedroom. Is that thing gonna fall over? Couldn't that have been the camera? Sounds like someone's pressing the buttons. That sounds like a button being pressed on the camera. If I had to guess, if I had to assume. Creepy. Oh, that's the rain. Gotcha. We did not use cat balls. Couldn't that be rain too? That, because it all kind of sounds similar. Like, could it be the rain? Must have been a car. Music's getting intense. Is the cat ball going to go off again? Nope.
So, the Bellaire house. This place has been a bit weird. I think it's sort of unnerving in here, would be my best descriptor of it. But leave me a comment and let me know what you guys think, especially if the responses we got in the SDs. I'm genuinely interested to know what you guys pull out of that and how you interpret it. I think that is the very interesting thing in the paranormal, to see how other people relate and make connections to things. So yeah, definitely leave me a comment. But I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. That really helps me out. If you want to do a bit more reading about the place, head to my website, amyscrypt.com. I'll post a blog article over there. You can also follow me at Amy's Crypt on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, and I post bonus content on my Patreon and my YouTube members. They're linked below. Well, thank you so much for watching, Crypt Keepers. Until next time.
All right. Oh, it's been done. Okay, so we have reacted to Amy's Crypt's investigation of the Bellaire house. Now, I apologize for pausing it so much and kind of inserting my own personal thoughts and preferences and experiences within this. Now, being somebody who has experienced the Bellaire house in person. Very, very entertaining video overall. There were some interesting consistencies in the Estes method towards the end, but other than that, I feel like most of the stuff could be easily explained. So, but overall, entertaining video. I really enjoyed that. Of course, I will react to more Amy's Crypt as soon as this video gets at least, let's go 500 likes. A lot of these videos do very, very well. So if you want to see another reaction to Amy's Crypt in the future, then definitely make sure you slay that like button, subscribe to the channel, support the original video before anything else. Of course, you know the drill. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Please do take care.
If you can't speak, hot sauce is through. You won't be meant dead.